Good morning, everyone. It's my. Today we're gonna go on a little bit of an adventure. I want to see what's around this area, and I was told that they don't mind if I take any pallets, so I might take some pallets. It's not as cold as it could be, so before I leave, let's make sure that I have everything that I'm gonna need for this trek, which is my wallet in my backpack. This can actually stay. Everything in there is fine. Smokes. Emergency hand warmer. My last one. That I have 5 boxes of protein. Walmart. I forgot that Walmart took $7 from me, so I had 40. Now I have 33. I'm trying to get 45. At any minute, my phone service is gonna kick out because I can't afford it. It's like 45 plus tax. I don't even know how much. So eventually my phone service is going to go out. And I will be alone out here. But that's alright. I'm looking for my socks. Here, POV. Here's a spider in my tent. This is how I live. And then I rip this up. Pull it as far up as it goes, then I go over to the left side here. And I roll this up. Then with the excess, so there's a bit that sticks out, I move the pillow until it's comfortable with the neck. And then I just take this and then I use this to stuff so that the fresh air comes in. So the top is cold, but the bottom is warm. And I can breathe the fresh air. That's how I live. It's cold as hell. Is there anything out there? Oh no, a tarp! Oh fuck. I've got to take that tarp and put it on the roof, actually. A sock for you? Okay. If anybody's hungry, I got a second sock. Okay. Now, I'm hearing the word colloidal silver. Colloidal silver, colloidal silver. I don't even know what that is or why it's important. Over there we have a soda. Hey Casey, can I can send some money tomorrow. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. It'll go to phone service. I thought I had time, but I don't. But I could also let me see how Walmart delivery works. Maybe I'll be able to send you guys some Walmart. Maybe I can buy Walmart food stamps. Maybe I can pay with my Vermont food stamps to a West Virginian Walmart and see if I can maybe get some food delivered to you guys and see if Brian's got a grocery list. Maybe I could give you guys a Thanksgiving desserts or something with the rest of my money. Today we're putting my sock on. I know you guys were foaming at the mouth hungry for the sock, but I actually need it because I'm gonna go outside today. Okay, that's fine. Headphones. I heard a noise. What was that, you ask? We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. So I charged this yesterday. I have 3 bars left, so now my phone cannot die. I haven't located my batch of winter socks I used to have somewhere here. I do have a lighter. I need to find me lighter. And I need me gloves. And then tomorrow I can get my coat in the mail. Everybody say hi to John Michael. He is still with us. He can go on my protein. That's my dead brother. Hey. It's lit. Yeah. That's how he sounded in his music. He was a very people might consider him judgmental, but I think he just naturally had a lot of opinions. But it was more of like the Sagittarius optimist, philosophical nature. I think that he only really fell into like petty judgments if he wasn't doing enough with his life. And there's snow outside. That's not good. How did the snow not get in? Okay. Now I need to find my gloves suddenly again. I think I put them in my backpack. Oh god, and oh god, I just stepped on something in my... Ow. Oh fuck, that hurt. Oh god, I think I just slammed a pricker. What the fuck is that? It's like my foot is rotting. What the hell? Okay, we're gonna... It's black. Get out of here. Ow. That hurts a lot, actually. Maybe I can cut it with the machete. Anything out there? No. We're doing surgery on a grape right now. Ow. Oh, that hurts really bad. What the fuck? Oh, fuck. What the fuck is it? What the fuck is it? Ow. Yay. Okay. That's deep in there. What the fuck? I think it's a pricker. There's a lot of pricker bushes. I think one of them fell into the boot. And then put my foot directly on top of it. This is how people used to die back in the day. They would just get something like this, and then it would rash, it'd get infected. Especially like if they didn't wash this, like they didn't have a way to disinfect this machete. So what I would be using to dig into this wound would be full of all sorts of stuff. So this tiny little welt right here would turn into a much bigger deal. I wanted to go on a journey, but as soon as I stood up, I was in a lot of pain. Okay. There we go. Come on, bitch. Try to tweeze it. Okay. Okay. There's still some of it in there, but it's the gang stalkers. Okay. Okay. That was unexpected. Now, I have my lighter, I have my smokes, I have my wallet, I have my charger, I have this. I just need... let's take this opportunity to do my handy dandy Mauska gloves and my handy dandy Mauska toilet paper. You heard? I really did feel like I was spiritually raped for like 2 weeks straight. I'm a very naive person. I never think anything bad is going to happen to me. And then it does. And for some reason, I still don't change. Okay. This, we don't need the machete. And there's a lot of snow on the ground, which is concerning because when I went to sleep, there wasn't any snow on the ground. Okay. Monkeys do use sticks as crude tools. Monkeys also are taking pets. Monkeys have started taking pets. Like dogs. Monkeys have started forcing dogs to hang out with them and then feeding them until they stay. Probably because in Africa, in those places, or wherever you go to hang out with monkeys, usually what people in the Red Cross do, I had foster parents that worked in the Red Cross. I didn't cut that down. What the hell? Is, my foster parents that were in the Red Cross said the only way they got the locals to stop trying to attack their home when they lived in Africa doing Red Cross stuff was that they got 50 dogs. And the dogs would scare away anyone that would try to bother them. So I'm thinking a lot of the people bring dogs because it makes them feel safer when they go out to Africa. And I think the monkeys have probably picked up and realized what the pets do for, I don't know, would you call them the civilized peoples? Okay. I just want to get the tarp ready so that when I come back and it's cold, I don't have to worry so much. Then we're going to take a yerba. And that's fine. Okay. Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier, and we're out here in the forest, playing the forest, and we're walking, and there's snow, it's shining, it's shimmering and beautiful on the ground, but it's very dark and eerily quiet, and all the animals are going to sleepy weepy, and I'm walking. We have on our agenda today 2 to 3 big missions. 4 if you count that I have to piss. Hello, Post. Okay, let's see if the tire is here. These kids were doing donuts and the tire flew off. If it's still here, it's mine. And it is still here. So this tire is now mine. Bitches. Now, we're gonna look over here. Now that I know that this place is closed and there's nothing in there, I feel better about hanging out here. I have to piss really badly suddenly, which means that while I was walking, aliens were doing something. When you suddenly have to piss really badly and you're trying to create something, it means that there's an alchemical equation happening in your life force. Like how if you just stand in the woods and you're breathing and you feel like something's pushing your neck and suddenly you start coughing until you throw up, that's a spirit. Okay. It's going to be very cold. I do see this 2x4. I'm assuming it's a 2x4, right? 2" by 4". And I know that nobody comes out here. So possibly I could also build like a thing in here. What's this say? Who dares to message me? Cash App. It's Straight Talk saying that my service is declined. It wants $45.62, and I have 33 coincidentally. The yerba mate. Let's drink the yerba mate as we walk. That way I don't have to worry about it later. And let's get my glove. Don't shove. Let's turn all messages on. Will last till morning. I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm more worried about if my phone doesn't have charge, and it does. I have enough battery. The most important thing is the flashlight. Dollar General closes at 9. I don't know what that means. I can't see what time it is. I have the gloves on. There's nothing I really need at Dollar General. I don't know. I get phone cards from Walmart, but I can do it online with my Cash App. That's why I was asking for $15, but it's not a big deal. Like, even I have some cash. I could Pasta Brew on Tuesday. Take very long bus to Walmart to pay with cash if I don't get anything by then. Okay. Usually I would walk alone and I would be really, really happy because I would be focused. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but my personality, it's almost like I'm some type of ancient creature. And I live inside this personality. So as I'm walking, I'm just like a glowing orb of like constantly, like a fireball. And that's why I tend to look up a lot. Because it's like I'm a tree and I'm always like attaching to the heavens. So I love Sagittarius season because it doesn't feel like there's any like I like Scorpio because it feels like we're all in this darkness and it allows for this passion and a way more vivid. I love the way that the information moves, but with Sagittarius it feels like there's no emotion at all, which is really nice because there's nothing blocking my legs from shooting down to the bottom of the earth and shooting my spirit to the sky. Oh, this fell. Maybe it looks like they cleared this out actually. This looks like if I can find a wheelbarrow, this would be firewood. I went and looked it up. You can see how there's only one railroad tie, but then this one has two of them. This one only has one. This one has two of them. This one only has one. 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 It's kind of at random. It means that people have come out here and took them. A homeless kid told me once that he gets $3 per railroad tie. But I looked it up. There ain't no way he's getting $3 per tie. He might get $3 for 50 ties. But if he has a plug for 30 railroad ties, he would follow me around and go, huh? I know you're avoiding me. Huh? You pussy. And I'm standing there like I could slit his throat right now. But I'm like, but he's 17. He doesn't know any better. And I'm like, well, he's got to find out. But I didn't. Instead, I held it true until God came. No diddy. And then he respawned back in my life 20 minutes later with 40 railroad ties. So I got enough to block off the property. And then it's pretty cool that nobody ever they never went inside the cabin after that. So I'm here. The first thing we have to do is go into town, I think, because I have a sleeping bag waiting for me out there. Then I'm gonna move this platform that I'm gonna be building on behind the laundromat. So hopefully tomorrow, my friend said that he would take me up to Northfield, which is 10 miles away, but it's more like 19 miles. And there's a guy giving away a bunch of free installation. How have you been, Heather? It's been a minute. And also, did Brian end up doing the microgreens? That's where we had left off. Because Brian was like, I think I will actually do the microgreens. Which is epic. Well, we have filing cabinets. And we have corrugated metal. That corrugated metal is going to be pretty important. But I think I'd rather ask them for permission first. The problem is, if they're the bad type of whites, if they're the evil English last name whites, and I come here and say, hey, it looks like this is like you're dumping, I could use that corrugated metal. You mind? They might all of a sudden be sending people to follow me around and find out where I am, like the people that watch my channel do. This is weird that they left this open. Oh, did you see that? Do it again. Oh. Now do it again. Whoa. I'm a superhuman. Or they want me to go over this way, but what exactly would I be looking for? Okay, cool. I've been thinking about the greenhouse. I really want to just go to maybe 100 feet up that hill and with an excavator and leave the trees, because the trees and the roots stop. I'm just worried about natural disasters. Like, hurricanes seem to be getting worse every year. And West Virginia, you guys I think you're also southern West Virginia. I fear that the hurricanes might not be kind to that hillside. What is this? These could potentially become walls. Oh shit. I could use that. And check it out, I also had something earlier I might have put over there. This is important. Oh, I just poked my eye out. Oh fuck, I just poked my eye out with a... I can see fine. It's fine. Ugh. Fuck you. I got a goddamn toilet. People say they're protected by God, but they don't believe that God might be warning people about the future. It's like you're drowning and you beg God for a boat, and then someone shows up. It's like, nope, God's got me. And then it happens. You're drowning and begging, and then another guy shows up, and you're like, nope, God's got me. That's what I feel about. Well, I said that 2024 was going to be the year of the Bearcat, and 2025 was going to be the year of the Mountain Lion. My high school became the Brattleboro Bears, and Burlington High School became the Catamounts. I saw a bear in my cabin, and then I was charging my devices at Catamount Plaza, and then I was taken from Catamount Plaza and put here, and now I'm at Catamount Place, and the same last name as my ex-girlfriend, and some freaky deaky shit. And it was also, by the way, it was established in 2011, which was the year of the cat. You can look that up. Okay. Now, who is this? Are they here for me? No, because I'm not doing anything. I don't know what that guy is doing here. As long as you're not trying to kill me. Please don't be killing me. Yeah. It looks like he's there for the same reason I am. To get something from the dumpster. I just want this. I saw it walking on the railroad tracks the other day. And it's pretty cool. So they were just throwing it out. That's all. Who do you think that guy is, huh? You think that's Mr. Crow? It's the same truck Mr. Crow drives. You think it's he's a fucking psycho that's obsessed with energy and influence and power? So you think he's just sitting right where I was enjoying myself? I don't know. But I know that, come on guys, you cannot dispute that's weird. Wait, he parked right where I was standing. Come on, people. Wake up. What the fuck was that? Why? Why did that happen? Why did that stranger... And I think that might actually be Mr. Crow, if I'm being honest. Which means he's probably watching. What a nut job. So we're gonna find a place to put my toilet where people won't bother it. And I can come back and get it tomorrow when it's light out. I think it'll be fine. Right there. Okay. Now we continue. The temperatures in Vermont are volatile. And because of the highs and lows of November into December, it makes wind. The problem yesterday was I didn't move around enough. I had been heavily smoking. I was still not in a state of relaxation. Like, the longer I get to relax and heal, the better I seem to be. I just see people around me acting really erratic. Like, all I'm really doing is trying to coalesce more of myself into this realm. And the better I get at it, just being present with no expectations of the outcome and being able to be fully and more aware of everything all at once, being able to see it for what it really is in different ways without losing myself or being influenced by it. The more I can do that, which is like, you have to throw out language completely to do it. It's not, you can't get there by reading. It's like, once I'm able to bring my power into this realm from wherever I'm from, people change around me. They get angry. They get aggressive, violent. They start to do like quick jumps. They try to scare me. They like stomp near me. They cut me, like they'll run in front of me. If I'm like riding my bike down the street, they'll drive their truck right in front of me and stop and just stare at me like this. That's happened a lot. They'll try to like bump into me in grocery store aisles. And I have to assume that all of them became enslaved. So what I'm embodying to them, they're offended by. For some reason. Yeah, you have to have faith in God. But you have to understand that, like, I asked for $1 million and I didn't get it. But 3 months down the line, I met a guy that has 100 acres and he seems like pretty cool, which gave me hope that I'm where I'm supposed to be. And every conversation you have is an avenue for something. Like, in this constant change of our lives, it can't be like that stagnant. Like, if I'm constantly worrying, I guess, but that sounds like the narcissist that molested me. I have trouble breaking free from their personalities. Even if what I'm like, the message I'm trying to get across is authentic, the character and style and the tone and the energy that it comes out, it's hard for me to break free from that. And when I do, the world seems to really get agitated by it. When I'm able to not feel like there's a demon pressing its hand against the side of my face and choking me at all times, constantly replacing my thoughts with somebody else's. And I really think that they used my mother for rape rituals to like destroy my subconscious mind so that I couldn't hold on to myself with focus, so that when I went into homelessness, it would be much worse and I would be open to all the other violence and sexual abuse that happened later. If my mom didn't call the police and lie to them, and then I was brutally attacked and tortured for days, now I have permanent damage to my eyes. And then she spent months gaslighting everyone along with the news who lied They said that I was violent and I attacked them, and that I was out of control. But I was really excited to charge my car battery and go on to a better life. I was motivated, I wasn't manic, I was calm, I was happy. And then all of a sudden my mom is running around in circles with a kitchen knife screaming. And the police floor me. And she told them that I had a grenade. And then sexual abuse. Then court, black magic ritual. Then repeated cycle of that. And further ostracization from people because I became less and less functioning. And the narrative was them trying to make me out to be crazy, but traumatizing me so bad I was starting to look closer to what they were hoping I was. So I had to buckle down and figure it out, but I have trouble fighting back against it. And when I do, it drives people insane. But the point is that if I keep I just keep wanting to make sure that the property can survive hurricanes and natural disasters and make it fortified, extend it so you have more room available, open up more potential for things to happen in it, make sure everybody inside is healthy, make sure they're all taking supplements and getting sunlight, making it more easily accessible for freedom without narcissism or pride. And then you're now a shining example for and leading when the world gets dark. Because if you guys don't realize, it's going to get dark. We can't have the light in the darkness without the darkness. And we've been in the light for a couple years. Like this year was a 9 year, which is Sagittarius. I spent most of it outside in the and most of my videos were daytime. Last year, most of my videos were nighttime. So next year, it's going to go back into night, which is going to a lot of power dynamics, a lot of narcissistic delusions, a lot of people gossiping, rumors, entropy, chaos. It's going to feel like there's going to a giant weight. It's going to be like another depression for a year. And everybody's going to be aggressive and angry because it's a one horse year. You guys got to be honest, man. I called out what this year was going to be. I called out what 2025 was going to be. I told you the color scheme of the albums that were going to come out. I'm at least good at calling this stuff out. And I'm saying that thinking about buying 40 acres on a hillside in the mountains that isn't so compact as kind of moving a bit, getting things closer. Will Survives and Narrowway Homestead is only an hour from you guys. I'm thinking starting extending up that way, and then you can very easily quickly move into owning horses and having a gym, and then moving between the properties, and then some form of passive income is essential, because I'm trying to okay. And also there's something that in town, I don't know if the restaurant and the place, if that's a good idea. I don't know if a hot dog stick cart. I'm seeing a hot dog cart. If you wanted to, you might get some enjoyment out of that. I don't know if you've been thinking about a hot dog cart. Not necessarily selling hot dogs, but selling some type of food. I'm seeing the gift bags that you would go give the homeless people. And then now that I'm seeing that grow into community action superheroes. I'm seeing that because of what you were doing there, I figured out for the past few years the best way to do what you were trying to do there was to set up a community action response program so that the government pays you to be handing out drinks, waters, snacks, getting people in touch with resources. And I guess that's also like on a greater sense the sanctuary program that I was working on here, where I'm not a big fan of the workers here. I don't know if I'd actually trust Casey with the other Casey with managing my program, because it's really easy for them to be infiltrated, and then they become just as violent and aggressive as every other zombie in this zombie apocalypse. But the plan is, once I get a piece of property that I can sit on and a computer, it's not too far away to start building relationships with homesteads across the country. And then having a Facebook page and connecting resources across the country to teach these skills about how to survive outside of this matrix. Because the matrix is going to get worse until it cooks everybody alive, by the way. That's going to be happening. People are going to think that it's amazing, but it's a false light. And it's just trying to embed more and more of itself into people. And the best way out of that is to get on nature's side. And instead of attaching yourself to be increasing the growth of this thing, you attach to nature and you become promoting and growing that set of codes in the age of Aquarius. So I don't know, I'm thinking that you guys should buy 40 to some type of acreage up in further north and farm it. Gardens, greenhouses, homestead, chickens, and you could set up a people like Tanya, I think. I know Tanya, I don't think Tanya's with us anymore, RIP, which is sad, but I'm saying, like, when God sends people that need help, you have an opportunity to teach them the correct way, which is, the Bible says, how to use your hands, opening up that type of doorway. And then eventually I'm seeing that Narrowway Homestead is looking to build a castle right now. So his area around him, it's important, obviously, that's going to be a hot spot and like a necessary place to be. And it needs to be away from natural disasters. And it needs to be elevated from floods. And it really is, we only live once. Just trying to like enjoy as much of life as you can. Like, I think it'd just be better if I had 40 kids and just left them. I'd rather like I'd rather just take 40 kids, go around the world and impregnate 40 people, ensure that my bloodline will never die off, and then just try to provide as much value to the world as I can and enjoy my life. I used to think that I needed to amass this huge amount of wealth, like millions and millions and millions, and strike my name upon history forever. And it just seems like impossible. It seems made up. Like, look how long it took them to kill Charlie Kirk. But as soon as he said he was withdrawing from the Israel cause, he died, like Julius Caesar, very quickly by the people around him. Now imagine if I wasn't involved with anything to do with any of that, and then I suddenly amassed the same amount of popularity and status. I would just car accident tomorrow. They have no need for anyone who isn't involved at all, taking the attention away from stuff. I wonder what happened there. No, I was just talking about how long do you think I'd live if I were to gain Charlie Kirk level popularity with no affiliation to any satanic organization like the Israel. If I said, imagine if I started saying to detach from the pyramid scheme and start attaching to this really cool garden I'm building, and then my phone crashed. That's kind of psychotic. What the fuck? You think Mr. Crow has been kicked out yet? Down there blocking Capstone, making them evil. So there should be a gift here for me. And there is. This is what I'm here for. And I'm also here. The shovel won't do anything to this. How does this work? Not well. Alright. There's nothing I can do yet. They don't have any salt yet. They ain't got no salt yet, bruh. They ain't got no salt yet, huh? Where's the salt, man? They got cat food. They ain't got no salt. I'll kill you. I'll kill you, guy. That fucking wet job over there. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and I'm taking the phone right now. And we're walking over here. There's no normal people that watch my channel, because I don't think there's any normal people left. I wish I could help you. What is that box? I wish they could have just, like, how easy would it be to say, hey Casey, why don't you just get a camper and put it right here for 3 months? It'd be so easy just to back a truck in here with your machete. You can get a small one too. And then at night, every night, just go in and sweep and mop, change the cans over in the vending machine, and you're golden, man. But instead I fought for my life and froze to death for a year. Because I couldn't just put a little camper back there. Okay, I can't carry that. I could possibly carry it, but I won't. I think I would like some burritos from Cumbies. I think that would make me feel pretty cool. And maybe we'll go look at Mr. Crow. How's that tonight? I'll go check out Mr. Crow and what he's doing. Yes. We'll get some burritos. Pisses me off, man. The people that I would come here because I didn't have a birth certificate. There was nowhere I could work. I had that injury, the shoulder injury. So I would walk up here and I asked if I could practice hanging out with people and becoming more of a human being by like hanging out at night. Because there was a kid from my hometown, and the first talk we had, he said, I really, really inspired him because of my songs. And then we talked about skinwalkers, and we saw one, heard one out in the woods screaming at us. As soon as we mentioned it, I felt it materialize. And I saw him fall more and more and more into social conditioning. They started treating me like shit. They started treating me terribly. Like ignoring me, acting like I was a pest, that they were better than me, just like interrupting me. They wouldn't even they would all hang out in the car, and I didn't smell bad or anything. I was washing in the river, but they wouldn't let me in the car when they did the drugs. And then he just disappeared. He offered me $25 an hour to work at a scrapyard 30 miles away, but he wouldn't give me a ride up there, and I just couldn't find one. Red truck. Okay. How do you tell people that their thoughts aren't their own thoughts? Like, no matter how much you love God, you're still consumed by pride, and you don't realize it. I guess. I'm not targeting anybody exactly. I just mean in general. What I'm still seeing is that there's another level of surrender that people aren't reaching because it takes a level of sacrifice people aren't ready to accept. Howdy, partners. I'm good. How you doing? Would you mind cooking some burritos tonight?
Burritos?
Some more.
Yeah, you can do that real quick. Yeah.
Okay. I only have one burrito. We'll have an egg, sausage, cheese, and potato burrito as well. And then I just gotta grab drinks.
Alright, put them there.
Alright, buy one, get one for $1. $5 for 2 Powerades, $2.50 per Powerade. Yeah. I'd rather get 3 yerbas. I don't want to. I saved that shit. It fell, but I hit it off my foot so that it rolled instead of falling. Okay. The hand warmers are way too expensive. Is there anything other than pizza that you'd be willing to take frozen and cook just because you're out of burritos? Like a spicy chicken?
Right over there.
Chicken Caesar wrap, chicken Caesar wrap, chicken Caesar wrap, bacon, egg, and cheese muffin. No more burritos. Hot and spicy chicken. Okay.
Yeah, you can put all these right in the microwave. We got one right over there. And it automatically shuts it off for you. So you can make everything cold, okay?
Yeah.
Here, you want a plate or both?
I wanted boats.
Okay. There you go. Now you can use the pizza. I know what you want to do.
Right now we're in the process of doing some cleaning because there's going to be a guy showing up to wash the floors and possibly wax them.
Yeah.
We'll do that stuff later.
Yeah, we'd much rather have you, you know, in your house. Do you need a bag or anything, or? Oh,
No.
You got one, huh? I keep asking you that question. What was it? 296. And there you go. Here, let me help you out. At least with some of it, so you can put it all in one thing.
Yeah. And you can't grill these?
No, we don't have it. You can use a microwave for it. That should be easy for
They fall apart. That's what I'm worried about. Can I get? You got 2 boats? Okay. They turn into like mush. For a lot of money too. But the devil has to try me. Any way they can. So, if I had come in depressed, like a sick animal.
Probably work out better for you. Okay, so if it says like 2 or 3 on it.
1 minute 30 seconds.
Okay, so put it on there for a minute. Okay? That's
Yeah.
what I would try.
The assertion is we're just trying to dig in. Even if it sounds friendly, it's all about rate. Rate. Because they're zombies.
Yeah, that should work for you.
On this one.
Yeah, it should work for you. Shouldn't be too bad.
I just want to make sure it's not, because I'm going to have to walk with it. That's why I like to drill, because I have to walk like a mile to get back to where I'm at.
Yeah, that sucks.
So, and I don't want it to like fall apart if it's like mushy in the microwave.
Yeah, that's why I said
Yeah.
to stop it at a certain time.
Yeah.
Wait till it gets down to 30 and then hit stop and check it out.
I got you. They're rubbing it in. Did you already clean them?
Well, we didn't clean some of the stuff. I didn't clean them, but I don't know how else.
Check it out. It just doesn't work in the microwave. This would be a minute and 30. And maybe right here. What? Oh, I might copyrighted for this now. Okay. Okay. Do you want anything to drink? I got a Vermont paid for SNAP. I think I told you, like $200. And then government opened, so I got another 200. So I have more than I need. If you guys want anything, like drinks or food with the extra 200 in food stamps I got you guys. You know? So, you're good?
I'm good.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. Are you native?
Yes, I am.
That's what the hair is? I didn't know my family, but I'm getting to learn it because I've been out in the woods for like 10 years.
Yeah, well, welcome back.
Yeah.
I'm shooting the animal animals are like, where the hell did he go?
Yeah, I miss him. Okay, the cheese is melted.
Want a little bit more or not?
Let's see. Yeah.
A little bit more?
Just yeah, so it doesn't fall apart. Thank you. What's in here? There's zombies. Okay, thank you. Let's just do. Oh, today. That shit hurt. Okay. Her name is Debbie. Okay. Hey man, do you want anything to drink? I gotta, cause the government reopened. I made an extra 100 in food stamps this month. So if you want anything, like a bunch of drinks or something, I got you. All right. It's weird. What's up with the colonizer? Continues posturing at me. Robot posturing colonizer. Very unusual. Trying to steal the electricity or something. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Could I trouble you for one of the thermal bags on the top? Yeah. Keep it warm while I walk. Thank you, sir. Anything fits if you push hard enough. Yeah, you got bigger.
They put them on when I put them on the heater.
That works. All right. I might be able to fit this one in there too. Yeah, that's much better. Thank you for the hassle. Sorry for the hassle. All right. Good. All right. All right. And you didn't steal my gloves. Okay. Thank you. Have a good night. You too. Yeah. I just nod my head and rampage out the door. So, the other Native American guy that I was like, I'm a polar bear and I'm taking one spirit from their life to the next. After I got done with him hanging out every day and he got in a fight with his dad and took off, and he coincidentally found himself at the mountain that I grew up on. Now he lives there. Mount Snow. And he was replaced by this other Native woman. The only other Native woman in town. There's 3 natives that I know. There's this woman. There's the guy that does the Mountain Lion Martial Arts Club. And he's like a really high regarded Kung Fu master named Kato. Kato's Kung Fu. And then I guess it's me. I'm like embodying that archetype for the town as well, even if I don't realize it. And I forgot my fucking sleeping bag. I'm pissed. All right, we're gonna have to run like the wind. And by run like the wind, I mean waddle. People don't understand shit. That's what they say. They say be warm. I have a warm house where you could be warm, but be warm anyway. Yeah, but you also told me that you really want to fuck me, Heather. And you're married, and I didn't like that at all. So I'm like, I don't want to go back there. I don't want to. It was bad enough with Frank, man. But that was years ago. Not to be the bad guy. But Heather, you're very, very cool. But I think like when the seasons change, when it gets like way more electrified, like with the moon cycles, I think that you get affected much heavier than most people, which can be a gift. I got this. It can be a gift. Yeah, you told me that your name had changed to Bree, and that you were now my wife, and you were also Jesus's wife, and I was Jesus. And I'm like, I'm flattered. But also, it's kind of weird how you were picking up, like, I think you just got the message jumbled. I don't think I think you were getting something actually divine, but I think you were interpreting it wrong. Probably because of maybe trauma and who knows. Like the name, when you're like, my name is now Bree, to me that seems like rapey spiritual attack. But also, it could have been God trying to emphasize the importance of your last name meaning Green Mountain, and that I don't think anyone had recognized that name Brian and O'Brien, the root Bree, B-R-I, like you said your name had been changed to. What the hell is that down there? It means hill, and you live on a hill overlooking an entire town. You have like a really, like, God blessed you immensely with the location, that how like picture perfect is like driving and seeing where you live. Your situation is really cool. So when you were like, my name has changed to Bree, I was thinking it could have been like showing you your purpose in life, your importance was that hill. That's what it felt like. I think it's spiritual attack. I thought it was really funny that you went on Facebook and you were really, really mad at the Red Devils. And I was like, the Red Devils just means the Native Americans. It's just like a slur. Like the Redskins. I'm pretty sure. But Monday, it could be like a cult or something. I don't know. But you were really mad at the Red Devils. Alright, we're gonna have to eat some food. We're gonna have to eat some food. And then when I'm done eating, then maybe we'll check on Mr. Crow in his psychosis. If he's still a nut job or what. I just didn't like how it felt like people were constantly trying to attach to me. That woman was kind of weird. She had some weird behavior today. Made a big deal out of it, and then she like got in my face about it and was like cheering and talking shit. And then finally, she was just like, "Oh, let's use the grill." They submit to your masculine and that's it. I don't know. I wish that I could throw luau's and everyone could get together and have parties and big social gatherings. And I think that would solve a lot of the world's problems. If people could just hang out and have fun without it being like a influence ritual and monopoly and all that. Like normalize adult playgrounds. But let's be honest, if I built an adult playground, how many of these 40-year-olds are gonna get mad at like stupid playground shit and come back with a gun? I bet it would happen more often than you think. That these adult children would start just playground bullshit. But they don't build any adult playgrounds. Because I think if it was easy for adults to have fun for free, the whole world would change like that. They really fucked it. Like they made everything fucked up. It should be so easy for me to be like, hey, does anybody want to come play rugby down at the field? Then 60 people show up. Like, well, what do we do now? Let's get a grill. Everyone come with something that we can grill, and let's grill a bunch of food. Break out the music. But if I went on Facebook and said, hey, does anyone want to come to the park? They'd be like, what a fucking loser. Haha. Isolation and screen time is killing the world. And then it's power. As soon as the phones are off, everybody's focused on power. I just want to have fun and do shit. I've never been on a zip line. I've never been bungee jumping. I've never been skydiving. I want to swim like a mermaid up to a pretty girl in the Dominican Republic. And be physically attractive enough that she likes me. And then I want to learn how to dance. And do backflips and calisthenics. She told me that the animal, did you hear? She said that the animals miss me very much out in the woods by the cabin. When I asked her if she was native, she was like, yes. I said, I didn't know my family, but I've been in the woods for 10 years. And she's like, I feel like the animals miss you very much. They're like, where did he go? How did she know? How did she know I moved? Is the question. Which is pretty cool. But yeah. It really was. I would wake up and I would walk with 40 birds through the woods. And then when the crows would come, I would scare them away. And I'd have to keep the blue jays from coming into the robin's nest because the blue jays will eat the babies. So, and then sometimes I'd be really hungry and they would bring me worms, for real. So, I miss them. I miss them a lot. I'm homeless. They're watching me over there. They were laughing at me. Looks like the town sends their bots to harvest. Because most people are demonically possessed. There's suddenly just two people standing right there laughing at me, talking shit. But it is what it is, man. It's okay. I'm having a good night. I'm so excited for the future. It's going to be really cool. I'm going to travel. I'm going to go see other countries, other cultures, build relationships. Maybe leave every country with a baby and then leave. I can YouTube the whole thing, and then I just want this growing army of homesteads throughout the countries to ensure that everything's going to be okay, and that I can just travel between them for the rest of my life with my kids. Yeah. I'm gonna go in a minute. And then it goes over here. That's really cool. Bethany doesn't really have a steeple. Unless is that also Bethany? Yeah. Yeah, they used to call the natives the Red Devils. And that's why we call them the White Devils. You went, huh? It was like the Statler and Waldorfing. Just sitting there harvesting. Go for a walk. It's really nice out. You can't even see the stars from here because of the light pollution. I took a veteran into the woods 2 days ago, and it turns out we both have Rh negative blood. And when we both realized it, 2 UFOs circled us on either side. Just like one went my right side and one went his right side, and we were both standing opposite, smoking a cigarette, and they circled us 3 times and then disappeared. And then like 2 hours later, I was like, "Are you guys still up there?" And then it like shone itself again, this like soft yellow light, just like floating above the trees. And I notice that when I get into better states of meditation, my phone gets agitated and it starts to spam me with notifications, and it's like a pulse that the information that's supposed to come to me when I was meditating, it would start going off trying to divert it and take it and assert itself. Just like these guys are doing. But it wouldn't be a cool journey without conflict. I'm trying to raise my vibration and they're laughing. They just start giggling like robotically. They're not even saying anything to each other. Okay. I felt like it was time to go, then suddenly a blue car right to left. Okay. Now I got my gloves, drink, burrito. I ate my chicken sandwich. I got my sleeping bag. No. My dad had a friend who was worth $100 million, and he killed himself because he couldn't find love because all the girls just wanted him for his money. So my dad inherited $100 million, and within a month, the police showed up at our property, and they beat him until they killed him. Because they were jealous because we're from New York City and not a multi-generational inbred Vermont family, you know? So I've been homeless since. That happened when I was 14, and I've just been traveling since. You wouldn't believe the amount of cops that sexually abuse homeless children. It's like a big target, like a magnet, everywhere I go. Just pedophile after pedophile. I fucked up the story. I got the facts a little bit wrong. But that's okay. mean that shit too. They're still trying to pull it from me. They're still trying to rape me of my power. Going, just over and over and over again, like the crows. Nothing's that funny. They're trying to assert their darkness. And that's why we call them white devils. If I could kill everyone here, I would. They're really trying. As I'm walking down the street, I don't have the camera flip, but random strangers are just walking right in front of me, stomping and staring at me with their head down. The whole community is infested and infected by this. Here's the big bell. It's just sad. Okay. To make sure there's no homeless people freezing at the gazebo. And do I want to see Mr. Crow? No. I'll end up killing him. If he comes out with some bullshit, I might snap and just floor him and plant my heel into the top of his mouth and then kick his dentures into his brain. He's the first person I met in 6 months that I feel shouldn't be around in school, like around children. He should not be around any type of children at all. He's a sick, sick person. And I don't understand how people can preach about how good God is, but that guy is living very comfortably now, and I'm gonna freeze to death. I hate white people. Every time I think I found a good quality about them, they prove me wrong. Like, I really feel like they're demonic. I really think that they're demonic. I think they're inhabited by dark entities. And their whole culture is based on consuming information and converting it to their own personal power. And then they rampage with sexual dominance. Trying for sexual dominance. And that's all they can do. And that's the whole society they live in. And they just get more unhealthier and more unhealthier. Who the fuck were those people? There's nothing in that building. But they spawned from around the corner just to stand there and stare at me, laughing about the homeless guy on the street. And they giggled for like 20, how long was that? Like 20 minutes of just nonstop throwing their words at me, talking shit about me and giggling. Like, that doesn't seem weird to you that the only people that I saw today just denied anything that I asked, tried to dominate me, and walked up and pushed their head at me like this, and then just hovered around me giggling for like a half hour. And then there was nobody the entire night except the cars. Then as soon as I decided to walk down the street, on 3 separate occasions, somebody walked out of a door on my left, walked with their head down like this, staring up at me like this, and walked like a robot in a straight line in front of me 3 different times. And when I tell you that I think that this place is consumed by some type of entity that controls multiple people all at once and is keeping them entrapped, and they are attacking me. So like I said, that was weird timing. As soon as I get over here, the guy sprints out of his house. Yet there's nobody out. Then as soon as I pass by, suddenly someone is running out of his house, pretending to walk his dog. Because it's controlling their impulses. It's just their thoughts. The problem is that you'll never win if you attach the idea that it's their own malicious self doing it. You'll never beat them at that game. Come out and they're walking their dog. But if you quietly accept that it's a higher form of intelligence playing chess, and it's attacking your resonant energy, your intentions, your subconscious, and it's always trying to burrow its way in with complex drama, then you have a fighting chance, because then you can hold your boundaries and not let it affect you, subject yourself to it long enough so that you can maintain and learn homeostasis. And then you learn what you want to surround yourself with and what you don't. And it will slowly make you more grateful for when you eventually find your tribe. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. Heard that? What was that? That alarm went off. Oh, they turned their camera on. They turned their Ring camera on up there. You see that red light? You can't see it. They moved their camera to see what's that guy doing down there. I'm just resting. I have a long walk ahead of me. And I love it. It's Sagittarius season, baby. Also at 11 o'clock. So I have an hour before the bus comes. Or the train. There's nowhere I'd rather be when I am with you. There's no place I'd rather be. I keep having dreams about my ex. Trying to come back into my life, but refuses to acknowledge the bad things that she had done. And she wants to just act like it never happened. And I'm there like angry still and holding on to it only because I'm not crazy. I'm not just gonna let it go, especially with no apology or no acknowledgement of it. It's so obvious that it wouldn't be a healthy reunion. It seems like it would be desperation. if you don't immediately start with the truth. You know, every time I've talked to her, it's like this long con, 45 minutes of trying to get her to admit something she did. And she did a lot of stuff. So it's just like having to peel back and like dig in until I feel like I'm empty inside and hurt. And then she just leaves and goes and fucks somebody else. An energy vampire. But then it's like my boss has her first name and the street I live on is her last name. Type shit. Maybe like as a 33 life path, my challenges are really immense and really complex. There's more to it than just, or maybe I think a lot of my life is about being more assertive. Like if I just told them, did you clean your grill? Do you mind throwing my burritos in the grill? And they were like working me around it, like, no, let's use your microwave this time. And then she kept walking up to me to like show off. Wasn't it kind of weird how she walked up to me 3 times? After denying me access to their grill, which would have taken 2 minutes. And then finally she just threw it in the grill. After I stood up for myself. That was just weird. But that happens a lot. People will worship me until they can drain me of my life force, and then they kick me back out, empty and hollow and traumatized, usually sexually. And it just depends on how good I am at not giving the energy away, is the longer I have a friend around and I'm not alone. True story. My cousin once told me the only way you'll ever have friends is if they get money from being around you. I was like, why? Because I said you're going to be a loser if you don't start doing push-ups because you're a 21-year-old virgin that sits in Section 8 with his fat, smelly, piece of shit narcissist mother that is dying from eating, and you're falling into her control games and her mental illness and her skewed, messed up view of the world. So I'm worried that you're going down the wrong road. You think that nobody wants to hang out with me because I didn't really enjoy hanging out with you? And I was trying to motivate you to do better because my presence was a gift. You're so selfish, you didn't realize that 2 years of my life I spent out fighting for my life. And how traumatizing that was. That maybe I really, really missed my family. But when I came back, you all treated me like I was a pest. Because you're fucked up, delusional, mentally ill people. And you're narcissists. You're selfish, greedy pieces of shit. You don't know what reality is. Because you're so far from accountability, trapped in laziness. You have so many problems. But when I showed up, all I did was just sit there. And they went so far as to try to kill me. And lie to the police to try to have them kill me. You can look at the video. What the fuck? And it was all about sexual dominance. My mom operates in sexual dominance only. She's trying to harvest as much sympathy as she can so that she can feel powerful enough to start gaslighting people. Can you picture what I'm talking about? Harvesting as much information in order to grow powerful enough to rape other people and keep a hold over them and use them as batteries? That's what she does. She farms sympathy until she gets enough people to support her so that she can gaslight. And I'm somebody that is just really focused on doing things that I want to do in life. And I happen to care about other people. So a lot of the things that I think about revolve around how can I help other people. But it's hard to focus when you've been sexually traumatized by these type of people, and it feels like they're always trying to attach to you and like dominate and get in and replace you. And when I start to win against that, the crows show up. Mr. Crow goes crazy. The cops show up and they're after me. My mom is on Facebook trying to gaslight more people into hating me. She's restarted her cycle of gaslighting, harvesting in my name, trying to destroy me. It's all about me. She's watching right now. There's only two people. It's probably Heather and my mom. Please kill yourself, Vicky. I never want to see you again. I don't want you to post about me on Facebook. I don't care about your opinion. Stop talking about me. I want you to leave my life forever, please. Like, I'm begging you. I'd never want to see you again. I'd be happy if you died right now. If you dropped dead right now, I'd just be inconvenienced because I'd have to get my stuff. I don't love you. I wish that I had been taken from you earlier. I really just wish you would die. And that's it. There's nothing else to it. At all. I don't care. You have a sick, sexual, romanticized obsession with your only son, your only child. And you need serious help. You've ruined his life. This is your fault. It is actually your fault. It's not like he's got problems, he needs help. It's you inflicted things upon him. Because you are seriously messed up. You're like a curse in everyone's life you're a part of. And the only way that they've allowed you into their life is because they've become so fucked up. You have no positive qualities. It's just sick. I don't know. I don't know how people can watch that video of me being arrested at my aunt's house and not see it for what it is. Abuse, lying. It's sick. And it's all of them. Like, even the police got involved. Like, is it that some people just have a deeper sense of common sense? Like we're just realer than they are? Like, when I lived in inner cities, everybody was like me, in a sense that, like, not really holding on to a stable sense of self, living fluidly, not worried about power or influence, had suffered immensely and was just trying to enjoy life, but hindered by finances. Would make people aggressive because of the class divide and how they were being treated by people that didn't understand the pain and suffering. And that was police, that was doctors, lawyers, all of us that I met were like me. And I was still smarter than they were, I think. Or at least my philosophical ideas and my tendency to strive towards a greater understanding of God has given me a lot of value that helped a lot of people on their individual souls' journeys. But when I came back to Vermont, I see a bunch of retards trapped in a cartoon. And all they do is gossip and talk shit about each other behind each other's backs. And any chance they can get to spiritually rape, kill, harvest, and eat anyone of substance, they together jump on it. That's how it feels. And then there are people like the guy that offers me rides, and he gave me the carpenter's cock, and he helped me with the working at the music hall, and he's not from Vermont. He's a Native American Irishman from California. The only people that make any sense in this place are not from here. Everyone else is actual inbred retards trapped in some type of multi-dimensional demonic force. And all they do is rape and harvest and eat each other. I watched my friends get harvested, lose their minds to drugs, and then in years they lost their youthful innocence and they traded it for the comfort of a 9-to-5. But on a much weirder level than you can imagine. And I think that that's what they call rape culture. I think that's what they call rape culture. This aspect of society that deals with sexual dominance exclusively, so it traps everybody into feeling like they have to hold this immense focus, and the only thing that they can do when they open their mouths and make noise is to hurt somebody else and dominate the universe. I'm just chilling. What's up, man? We're talking about how a lack of social conditioning has turned the state that I live in, with the second smallest population in the world, into what seems to be like possessed by a demonic force. And they really only emit the same 7 behaviors throughout their day-to-day, because their impulses have been guided and replaced by that force. So you really just see them running around trying to harvest and convert the infinite into this dark ooze. Then they try to, through smoking and aggression, take it from as many people as possible to try to like steal their attention and create an attachment so that periodically they can continue creating bigger, more powerful fruits until they can get enough power and influence to start attacking others further. And then they enter psychosis with their power. They try to get laid. It doesn't work. And then they're usually, eventually, it depends on how, in this culture, it depends on how well you can mask it. Like, you kind of keep that in the back burner and you always do it, but you have like a player character and reputation. Like, the more that they can keep their reputation in their position, the more that of other people's soul energy they can stockpile. And that whole thing is just bullshit. And that's why they said the first Bigfoot was a Native American giant that specifically didn't like that, the exact thing I'm talking about. The legend about the guy that he was a train hopper, the first Bigfoot, because he didn't like that aspect of everybody on the train, that exact thing. That's what the natives don't like about society, actually. Which is really funny that I keep getting to this point, because this is exactly what they all say about it, is that that's why they don't understand the white man and think he must be evil. Because of this, what I'm talking about here. How sick and weird it is. So the first Bigfoot was a guy on the train that killed all of them. And then he ran out into the woods. And the only reason I'm not gonna do that is because it'd be so easy to just, even if somebody else kills Mr. Crow, I'm suspect number one. Like, if Mr. Crow has a road rage incident and he like really pisses somebody off and the guy comes back and shoots him through his window and takes off and there's no cameras, the first place they're going is here, to me. And they're gonna be like, where were you? And I'm like, well, I can't prove it, but I was laying out in the forest. I really want to drive a plow truck this winter, but I don't know how I could do that, or if I need a CDL. Should I drive a plow truck this winter? Stars? Should I move to Hawaii ASAP? Oh, I saw stuff I can't explain, but I can't explain it, so there's no real point in talking about it. It was like the will of a consciousness greater than myself. And I was seeing their thought forms moving. Do whatever you want, man. I want to do Mila Kunis from the early 2000s, but that's impossible. Okay. Look, it's not air brakes. I blew my nose into my shirt. And now it's just gonna leak into my chest again. Let's feed the animals this burrito. I don't like it. It's egg and cheese and potato and steak, but it's not the way I would cook it with spices and vegetable oil and butter. It's just like less than McDonald's food. It's just gross, man. But you know who won't think it's gross? Nature. Nature will think this is amazing. Let's just throw it all at once. Something delicious for you. And now we'll move the tire over here. Can you find the tire? See. You're mine now. Oh, I can see why. You know what? Do you think this rusty rim is worth anything? What I'm thinking of is this could be a cool fire pit. It'd be cool to dig. The problem is that there's no exposed dirt. Everything in that forest, it's instead of like a dirt forest where it's like pine needles and stuff and fallen leaves, it's all this type of overgrown plant, like this stuff. It's all layers and layers and layers of this stuff. So I'm worried if I were to build a fire pit, if that stuff if it would melt the ice, melt the around the plant, and then catch the plant, and maybe it would spread too quickly that it would melt all the ice and somehow spread a wildfire on the forest floor. I'm very sad. I'm very sad. It's kind of been happening a lot lately. Now I'm gonna walk into the forest, and it's gonna be spooky and scary. But it's okay, because my boss stole my belt. So my fucking cheeks are out. So if they scare me, I can, like a squid, ink and just rip ass and run. I'm hearing the idling of a truck, which is kind of concerning because we're pretty sure that Mr. Crow showed up and was just like standing where I was standing. I think it was his way of like, I can watch your channel and know exactly where you're at. Because I have nothing better to do. Because I'm a loser. I'm a waste of life. Meow, 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 meow. I do hear creatures. Let's drink my yerba mate tea and go to sleepy weepy. I originally had set out for a goal, but I'm happy that I got my sleeping bag at least. Didn't it seem like time was much slower today than usual? Like that hour and a half took a long ass, that was a long ass hour and a half. It felt like I was out there for half a day. Okay. The Sleepy Weeping bag. The get in the tent, please. The closing of the Sleepy Weeping tent. You heard me? Okay. Thank you for the money for the phone service. It's what keeps me alive. There's really... It keeps me alive because it keeps me out of town. And when I go into town, it makes people mad, and they tend to follow me around and make my life worse. And just... The longer I stay downtown in these small towns, the more it stirs them up and riles them up, and then they come at me. So if I didn't have phone service, I would be suffering, feeling like the Matrix is always attacking me. Probably would start just like laying on the ground on the sidewalk, unable to do anything, and just waiting for someone to show up and try to help me. And I would just be asking for work. It wouldn't be for money. I'd be like, just help, I'll clean your garage out. Come on, man. I'll shovel all of your driveways. But I have ideas for products I'd love to sell that I think would be pretty cool. I just need people that would be willing to, once I have the product and I know how to manufacture it, and I'd set up the entire business, I eventually would want somebody else to take over the business and do it from their house. That's not bad. That's like, is it, what is minimum wage? Are you making minimum, or? That's pretty cool. All you need is an embroidery machine, a sewing machine, and a corner workspace of the garage that you can put boxes and shipping labels onto the boxes, and then just being able to take them and put them onto the FedEx truck and have it go to the right address. And very quickly you could rake in a lot of money reaching out to churches and selling varsity jackets with the church's name on the back and on the chest pocket. Selling golf jackets with Bible verses on the back. Selling t-shirts with verses on the back and cool like cross designs on the front. Tapestries, that's what I want to work on. Wall art. And that really, it only takes up like an hour of your morning, because you just bite whatever, like open your phone and see, okay, this person asked for this person asked for this person asked for this, plug it into the embroidery machine, make sure all the right thread is there, it makes the patch, sew the patch onto the shirt, onto the coat correctly, which might be difficult at first, and then fold it up nice, put it in the proper packaging so that it looks professional, and then in the box that's nice, and then put that nice box with the nice packaging with the nice clothes into the shipping box, and then ship it out. and then you just have have your phone camera recording you doing that, and then have AI or your voice, if you want to be creative, narrate with subtitles what the person asked for, what you're doing, why you're doing it, the mission, and then just a nice little at the end. And that's why we do it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Logo flashes. Kingdom clothes. Kingdom clothing. And then in like a graffiti black backsplash fades away. Custom Christian embroidery merch for churches and personal use. And then you reach out to sports teams and offer to do their varsity jackets and have cool designs. I don't have anywhere to do it. But that's what I would do. Yeah. $20 a day for watching my friend's son 5 days a week. That's not bad. How I deal with creative, it's different for everyone, but I don't know. I just stay humble and I never let go, and I'm forcing myself to figure it out. I don't take it out on others. I try to audit my behavior, and I just treat it like it's a war, and I don't blame anybody for anything. Like I just don't let it affect my day. I don't have a great answer for you, but I know the foundation: fasting, sunlight, probiotics, protein shakes, omega-3s, smoothies, healthy vegetables, organic food, grass, like real organic meat, sunlight, rest, letting go. And then I think you do have to have some type of thing that you don't want to do that you have to get up and do. Like I'm not saying go work at the gas station or go to the Dollar General and stack boxes, but there is something that I feel you have to, like when I'm looking up the key to life and how to actually fight back, it's not like a suggestion. I'm talking about literally fighting back against the demonic energy here. There has to be some way to, something you do, and it has to be outside of your home, and it has to be like thought-provoking and hard work, like gardening, planting seeds on a farm, tending to a farm, managing the farm space, cleaning out the stalls in the barn, moving the animals around. Like that's hard work that forces your mind to do shit, and you have to like overcome a lot. That naturally, most of the demonic stuff that attacks chosen ones goes away immediately. Like it cannot affect you when you have that grounded, humble, hardworking lifestyle. They cannot touch you at all. At all. The idle hands are the devil's playthings. Sagittarius moon. You try to go for walks. That's what I'm doing. When you have trouble focusing, cut screen time off and pick up books. Right. Treat it like it's an actual war, but don't ever blame anybody in the physical plane. And don't even I don't even attack them anymore. I just am like, it's not worth my time. If they're like this, I never forget. And I just have something better to do. Like anyone like that woman that came up and got in my ear and started like whatever while I'm trying to cook the burritos. In real time, you saw that I was like, I had to do it again 2 different times. And she's finally stopped and she just put the thing in the grill. You know what I'm saying? You have to go psycho sometimes. But it's just the world we live in is, it's terrible that you have to go psycho, but you can't go psycho. You have to go psycho inside, and you have to keep the mask on and be normal until you can get out. Until you can buy land, like more land. I'm seeing... I don't know what that noise is. Yeah, they're like hungry. It's like they want to eat your spirit, your fruit. The fruits that you're bearing, they want to eat. I feel that. It's like you can't, it's like I don't care and I'm going to do this instead. I don't care and I am this instead. Like where attention goes, energy flows. Like focus on yourself, but keep the humility. Don't put the focus on yourself and be like, I am the most powerful being in the universe. Stay humble with it. It's very difficult. I think that's why they call it the narrow path. Okay, hopefully the snow has melted off of this new nice sleeping bag. But yeah, if you haven't, well, I don't want to be like, maybe it's practice for being a coach. Have you made an effort to like actually change the things that are coming into the household to be better? You know what I'm saying? Have you like really made a difference in the influence of the house to promote? Like, I don't want you to like control Ben's life, but I think it would be really cool if you started putting the protein shake in his chocolate milk or something, and you personally started taking omega-3s and multivitamins every day, and every Monday you did a 24-hour fast and an Epsom salt bath, and you cleaned out a place to put a specific area of your home for prayer for the family, so you and Brian can go and have a private space with God by yourself, like sort of like how the natives have a sweat lodge. You have like a space where it's just you alone, and it's like there's no sound, and you can really sit there as long as you need to and focus on what you're doing, and then making it easier, because if you're like distracted, the thing will fix that is a creative outlet. So once you have a creative outlet, like a real creative hobby, like that's why I wanted to put an easel. I wanted to get you an easel so you could paint. Once you can paint, it starts to like force the crazy out. Like the demons literally have to be cast out of your body and they can't touch you anymore, and it gets really scary and overwhelming. I hope Brian's not evil. I don't get that from him. I get that it's probably pretty stressful. Like, are you guys struggling with bills? Does he have like a lot of stress? Plus, isn't he running his own business? I can't imagine like his clientele is probably not righteous. It's probably his clients more than him. Cause I wish he would change. I wish he would make a YouTube channel. And instead of Facebook, put it onto YouTube and do both. Organize. But it's pretty epic. Like, I'm assuming he's like in go mode, focused, and like it takes a lot of, like, imagine the stuff he's probably going through to like try to make his life work devoted to God. I really think that he's somebody that really needs a bench press in the garage, and we need to figure out how to warm it. That's something I'd be willing to do. I would go back down to West Virginia for a couple weeks to put a gym in the garage and change it over. Really like clean it out, renovate it, make it a nice place. Maybe, I don't know about it, building a structure in the field, like next to where Nino's cage was, like in the middle of that field, about putting a building there. I thought about, maybe it'd be cool if I put concrete posts into the swamp that like go up really far, like really large, thick concrete. And then I built a raised platform above the wetland area, and then I built a deck there. And that could be like the porch, the hangout spot, sitting up on the deck. And then put like in the summertime, put mosquito nets and like a hangout spot outside where you get sunlight. And then just like clearing out as much as you can, opening that space up safely. It's pretty cool how it's full circle, like the golden spiral. When I first got there, I was like, we need to clean the walls. You need to forget that these walls exist. You need to clean up everything in the house completely and organize it completely and start throwing out everything you don't need. And now I'm like, okay, now we need to start extending the property. I'm really just, every time I think about you guys, I'm just trying to like eradicate the chaos, the distortion and disturbance around the place so that you can harmonize better. And now I'm seeing solar panels on the hillside running to a shed that has the switches and everything you need. And a water wheel with a stream. Like a little tiny water wheel in a stream. And then maybe paving and putting a basketball hoop on the far side of the field. And then building a cool second trail that goes up the hill, not following the power lines, but just up around the back. Like going from the far end, the far right corner, looking out the porch, starting there and then going and winding all the way up to the top of the hill, creating like a nice like zigzag pathway all the way up. And then I would put a box and cabin up there, and that's where I would sit, and I'd be on the mountaintop up there, like a little cabin. But I'm also seeing elk. Like something in like the northwest is calling to me. Like like western Montana. Somewhere in Montana is calling out to me too. Like I'm really seeing it like vividly. The frontier. And elk hunting, and I'm wearing a bear fur rug. And I've got a full beard and a dog, and I'm in a log cabin, and I have a girlfriend. And I also see me on like in a Hawaiian shirt, and I'm back in Miami, and I'm just walking around having a good time, talking to people, and I have enough money to do anything that I want to do. And I see me in like a penthouse, and I'm trading cryptocurrency. Are these different timelines, or are these have to be all the same? Or maybe this is like if I made different choices. I don't know. But yeah. You don't listen to me, maybe he'll listen to you. That would be awesome. It's after season is stressful. The way I hurt, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I just want to make everybody's life better. I just want to make everybody's life better, and I don't want to impose and don't want to offend anyone or be disrespectful. If I were to just like run into your house and start making changes, like fucking The Nanny or whatever, that old show, like Extreme Home Renovations or something, or like Caesar Milan and the Dogs, how they kind of come in and boss the dog around. I don't want to do that, but I don't want to create any connections that harvest me. I really wish I could get a camper, and if I had a nice camper and I had a place to put it, and I could run a generator with heat and have Wi-Fi and a computer, I could just be banging out all these problems, actually researching and actually like refining my focus into a nice concentrated essence that I could start to plant these seeds and make things better for people. Like, I don't really know what to do if I got down to West Virginia. I would try, if I would, I was hoping that you'd be able to buy that property below, because you need a rest area for the world is going to change. The world is going to change a lot, and I think the best way people are going to be living, the true free people will be the people that are nomadic, and they're going to need strong way stations that aren't parking lots. Why did my phone go? They're going to need places like, instead of going to the Walmart parking lot where it's dangerous, we have a trusted network that say that there's 5 or 6 different people at a time every day paying $5. So that's let's not say $5. Let's say $25 a night. And then another $15 for electricity. 25, 30, and the pricing may change, but so if you bought that property below you and you opened it up for and advertised it on nomadic Facebook groups, like the Dirty Kid Couch Surfing and Traveling, Digital Nomads, blah blah blah, that front area of that land below you would be set up park at our own park and rides, so that those people could show up and be there and pay to stay there, and cycle it out with time slots. Mountainside. I guess just don't tell anyone. Try not to get caught with that one. But yeah, it sucked. They were selling it for 50 grand. I wish that I had bought it or like figured it out. Even if I had to put my dad there on SSI and make you have his SSI money. I wish we could take over that property somehow. That feels like that felt like the next best thing, because that would have generated you passive income. You could have got it registered as, or you still could get that, have it registered as a mini trailer park or a motel. Take out the big trailer, move that to the back, place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shacks that are just up to code to be houses, and then have it cycle through nursing care, like people that are healing from something and they're transitioning from like home living to nursing home living, and they need like a small like waiting area. So it's like every day you get a new batch of people and you go down there and you have a fun hangout pit in the middle, and then you have people on the back side are generating you passive income, and people on the front side are generating you passive income, and it's always new people. Constant cycle of new faces and new experience. Every day you guys just go down there and you read your Bible and you hang out and you play with the dogs. You could maybe start fostering dogs too for some money. And yeah, just keep that endless cycle of fun. If you wanted, you could live stream that on the internet so that everybody can come tell their story and hang out and show what their life is like. And then you just, your electricity is covered by the solar panels on the hill and on top of all the buildings. Your heat comes from wood stove, I guess, until we figure that out. And then now your life becomes like a way station, a way to inspire people, a node on their journey. That's what I would do. And that's the best thing I can give you. Like the best way to return all the generous stuff that you've given me. Is Kingdom Clothes, Kingdom Cuts. I think Vera Mesa Village would be pretty cool. Just reaching out, extending more and more properties for passive income, solar panels, and then all of them have chickens, all of them are homesteading. Now your giant little village right there is a giant farm a residential farm, producing something. You're all producing microgreens, hemp. Um, you can become a clothing manufacturer with one of those houses you buy. Is specifically the turning hemp into shirts, and then now you sell the shirts with the Christ merch to all the main church. You become the main manufacturer for all the different churches, and you get a percentage of the money that they sell to their flock through, and that's a way that they are generating revenue through tithe, is to sell your stuff, and you get a percentage of it back that goes back into obtaining more properties that you're now renting much cheaper than everywhere else, but enough that you're profiting, and you're just profiting a smaller amount from a massive amount of people, and you have the choice of now who moves in and who leaves. So as I'm traveling and I'm meeting more people and I'm taking souls out of the matrix, and God is giving them to us because it's part of the flock. The right people, when they need to come in, they have a landing zone. They have a place to go to grow. And then their dreams and goals can prosper. And we're not imposing anything on them like the world would be. We're giving them a space for freedom in a world that's trying to literally take it from us by force, spiritually, raping us. I want land that is impenetrable. Status and dominance. It's allowing the freedom to shine, the common denominator. And then once you have like the city street all the way to the church, to Daystar, all the way down to the other place, and there, then a restaurant. That'd be cool. I don't know why the restaurant failed. You didn't have any. You got the restaurant, but I remember you didn't have anything to offer. You didn't have any food. You didn't have any specialty dishes. I didn't hear you guys ever talking about like what you wanted to do with it that would make it different. And I was like, fuck. I know I need to stay here because I know what to do here. Because I came up with a guy who had a hot dog cart selling burritos that he turned into 3 different restaurant chains. And I know you worked in restaurants for a long time, but it didn't seem like there wasn't enough going on in there. Like it seemed kind of soulless. What I would have done to up and coming people, make sure the kitchen's always up to code, and make sure that the things that they have available, sort of like Gordon Ramsay, how he has the ingredients and you do what you will with the ingredients. Like you make sure it's up to code, and then every week you have music playing out the side on the Saturdays. You bring out the table and chairs. You have a waiter and waitress, and you have advertised on Facebook what's going to be served, and you have a whole restaurant menu, and you just bring in different people that are running their own food trucks and stuff to test out if they can run their own restaurant, and then you record how they do, and you record the customers' reactions, and you provide a fun time with music that everybody can have fun and hang out in that environment, and then you put it into a video. Kitchen clips, I don't know, KC, and you just like show off who the people are, what they did in their restaurant, and how the people received the food, and then you post their brand and where they are and what they're going to keep doing, and then if they want to come back, they can pay for slots, and now helped grow their brand, and you're now in the community, and everybody can open their phone and see, and you are just showing off all the different foods, and you devote your life to going around and trying different foods and finding the ones that fit the right palate that the people are going to enjoy and have a specific like kick to it, and then you can show those off through the restaurant, bringing people to that small city. And I would hang tapestries to match the vibe of the people. So like if it's Jamaican jerk chicken food, it would be green and purple with the Jamaican flags. And if it was like mac and cheese on pizza, crispy bacon burrito, not burrito, crispy bacon on burgers, it would be maroon and yellow. And I would change the whole scenery of the place to different color codes as the meals are delivered to the people as they are, and it's all just a party. Hawaiian food would be like yellow, purple, pink, green, blue, and sunshine coated. And then it would be sports based. So during NFL season, it would be pool tables out. It would be darts. It would be big flat screen TVs serving all the different types of beer and burgers. And it would just be a place that people could hang out and watch the games. And then Sundays it would be, and you would work with the theater people and do set design, like work with up and coming people that want to be a part of like Broadway and music scenes, and then get them involved in making the sets so that the restaurant has different sets with the food. So it's a different like amusement park experience every week. And that's what it would make people want to record it. It would make people want to like take selfies there. It would make people, and then like haunted house on Halloween would be cool. Um, if Frank didn't tell me it's time to leave because I stole your soul and now you're not welcome and you're not needed anymore because I'm Casey now, and then he kicked me out and went upstairs with the door locked. If that didn't happen, I would have invited John Michael and Dakota and all my piece of shit friends that left me to die, and I would have thrown them into the kitchen making their delicious meals that they know how to make, and I would have been selling burgers and running it like a hot dog stand and pumping that out. This is why I'm like, I need $100,000. People are like, you're lazy and stupid and worthless and you're schizophrenic. And I'm like, no, the help that I need is financial. I'm limited by not being able to do anything at all. So I sit here trying to uncover the secrets of crow physics. I'm trying to uncover how to communicate with crows because I can't do anything I want to do in life. Are you complaining? I don't know. Very Mesa Village, that's my problem. I want nothing to do with churches anymore, but Brian does. They don't exist to me anymore. Yeah, you got problems, Heather. I don't know. You got problems. Where's my cigarettes? Where's my problems? God provided people with only, but they didn't want to do it for the poor and needy. Frank is a lying piece of shit. God tested everyone in that situation in 2021. I think you need a community, and I think that there's a lot of stress, and maybe like you guys are people that I feel like There's like something missing. There's like something painful in the childhood. There's something like that has to deal with youth and spiritual childhood. That's hurt. There's something hurt there. And that's the problem. Because we're supposed to live like kids. But if you're, as a kid, you were hurt, you don't know how to live like a kid. That's a big issue. God bless you, just chilling. Just chilling, I'm also just chilling. I'm chilling, and I'm also a 33 life path, born on the 11th. Sagittarius, churning through the underground. Trying to figure this shit out. And no one will send me any money. Why won't you all send me a lot of money? I am seeing just a big open 40 acres of land calling out to me in West Virginia, and also Montana, and also Miami, and also Wyoming, and also Los Angeles, and also Hawaii, and also Canada, and also Ireland. And I'm seeing things that I want to make. You gotta go soon? How old are you, just chilling? Where are you from? And what are your dreams in life, man? What's up? Let me know before you go. That's what I'm interested in. I want to know how old everybody is, where they're from, and what their dreams are in life. Just Chilling is in West Virginia. Whoa. You're 15 though. Howdy, partner. Evil Angel is in West Virginia. I don't know how old she is. Heather is 40. She's not 24. I'm not even 24 anymore. Heather, are you 40? Did you just turn 40? I forgot. I thought you said you were 39. '41, 8/19/2001. Your biggest dream is to help people in need. Well, that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of what I do. Wait. Yerba mate is a powerful plant naturally caffeinated, full of committed to my brain focused me in really hard rate. Committed to regenerative practices, partner with indigenous people and local communities to cultivate the yerba mate in a native environment. I was like staring off into space, and then my mind focused right onto helping indigenous people. I'm trying to make sure that we survive the robot apocalypse, and it's getting worse, I think. There needs to be a separation. And I've got pretty severe PTSD. I'll admit it. But I'm also pretty chill. It's just hard to focus. And I'm getting that same thing everybody's experiencing. Like the issues that I'm dealing with, it seems like I actually tend to have a better grasp on it than most people. Because I've been able to sit out here and suffer for years trying to figure it out. And now I'm sort of emerging back into the community with with my knowledge integrated. Just chilling, if you're here, my biggest advice to kids is to just enjoy it, but set aside a little bit of time to ensuring that you have a strong foundation that grows into giving yourself as much potential as possible, so that when you're ready to, you have the opportunities to do multiple things, so that you can experience more of life and you're not hindered by the same stuff everybody else is hindered by. Like saving money, making sure you're saving your money, making sure you're like playing sports and like running around at parks, hanging out with people. Take risks, take a lot of risks. Even if you're like an introverted person, take risks and start to like make sure that you don't look back and think, damn, I didn't do anything. Because you'll find that the more things you do, the more of yourself grows and you start to become a greater sense of yourself. And then it'll be easier to start to want to do a plethora of things, and you'll have the ability to, which will make your quality of life much better, and the people you'll be around will be much better. I'm assuming you want to help people in need, probably because you came from a place where you needed help. And your environment was bad. I found that after a lot of struggling and suffering, because I didn't have anybody. I still don't have anybody. But I learned how to take care of myself and not need anybody else. And I found the best way to help people actually is to lead by example, which is why I'm telling you to be kind of not selfish as in greedy, but with self-care and taking care of yourself, not in a way that has anything to do with other people, and it's not based on pride at all. It has nothing to do with pride or ego. It's just taking care of yourself, taking care of your space, and then setting yourself up to do more in life. That would be my advice. Take risks, enjoy the moment, and have a small daily habit of progress to ensure that you have as much potential as possible, so that you don't get trapped in the doldrums like me. Because I went off on great adventures and I did amazing things and I met amazing people, but I'm held captive financially, because the blessing I got from Dogecoin I spent on a car that looked nice, but it wasn't great for mileage. I have no idea if I'll be, when I'm streaming, or what I'm doing. It's pretty much all I can do right now. So most likely, hopefully I can get that insulation board in Northfield, come back and maybe set up a shack. I need to start taking risks, and I need to start. These chips were, I just had a pretty traumatic situation. So I wanted to rest and watch YouTube. I wanted to watch Queso play video games and hide in the woods until I was good. And now I don't want to eat these chips at all. But I like having them here and not needing them. I guess I should start. Yeah, I see what the next step is. I don't even like cigarettes. But I wanted to get this pack because I quit vape. So I used to smoke a pack a day. Then I moved on to vape. And I vaped until I felt like shit. And now I have the cigarettes because it feels good to me, and I'm not saying it's healthy, but it feels kind of like a big accomplishment to me that I don't want the cigarettes anymore, and that I only smoke half of one, where I used to panic smoke. I like it. Because now it's going to be, it's going to be my last pack. So I think I'm going to end it there. Get omega-3s. I'm going to buy omega-3s and multivitamins. Go on walks. Put some music on and we should start going on walks. And then make sure that before it gets extremely cold, everybody's room is cleaned. Like buy some cleaning solution and some paper towels and like scrub the fuck out of your walls and the floor. Imagine how nice is it going to be if you like take like the Swiffer to the carpet, like really vacuum the fuck out of your carpet, take everything out of your room and only put the stuff that you need. And then like your stuffed animals and stuff and the things that you like. But once your space is organized and you have like a whiteboard or like a vision board, how cool is that going to be? That's what I would do. I think everybody should do that. And that'll set the stage for Capricorn season. Sort of like it's a brightness. It makes a huge change to the entire universe when you really get intrinsically focused and like with care and creativity optimize your space to be healthier. The problem is that with people, I'm assuming everyone here has trauma. It's that when you clean the traumas that are like living in us that keep us anxious, that's the when you look at the space and you're like when I look at the space and I think about it clean, it gives me a little bit of anxiety. And because I'm terrified of what I'm going to realize when I'm organized. There's a lot of stuff that's like keeping me stuck. And those things keeping me stuck do not want me to clean and change my diet and remove the parasites from my system and really embody a good example of health. But that's all the more reason why it's essential. I'll grab my probiotic drink. I have my probiotic soda over there. Ugh. Maybe I'll go a bit longer. Yeah, let's all collectively agree that we're gonna clean, okay? We're all gonna clean our shit. I will clean the whole space. I'll organize everything back in the totes. And I'm going on a journey north to get some supplies that's gonna make my quality of life a lot better. And then I'm gonna start walking. Because now that my shoulder is healed, and it's cold so nobody's around, and I have a new pair of headphones, I'm going to be able to do things. And it's scary. I'm going to do things, and I'm just putting myself in a position where I'm less of a burden on people when I start to take risks and start to go out and do things. I'm trying to hold on to everything that I've learned. I'm holding on to everything that I've learned in my grounded sense of self, and I'm keeping my connection with nature, and I'm staying outside. But I'm working towards a point where I look healthier, I am healthier, I'm doing things independently so that regardless of external circumstance and other people and where they're at, I don't want them to necessarily look at me like a sick animal that it's a burden on them to be around me because it's taxing on them emotionally because they care. So, and I'm trying to do it in this way of life because I think it's way cooler. I think if I were to suffer in a job, get an apartment, and become a muggle and a normie, I would hate myself. I think I'm meant to be outside. And then I'm meant to get into a camper. And I'm meant to get onto land. And then I'm meant to get onto tons of different places around the world. But I need to be functioning. And the world is going crazy. Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Sneeko, Kanye West, Andrew Tate, Aiden Ross, Kai Cenat. They're all talking about aliens and demons and rituals and AI getting out of control and interdimensional entities. They're all talking about it. I think I would be mentally ill to not acknowledge that. So the best thing that we can do for our communities is really just take the time to go and, like, the best way to help other people is to help ourselves. The best thing you can do for anybody is to be selfish in making sure that your life is good, but not in a way that has anything to do with pride. It's just what you should do. The problem I see with like colonizers and colonialists and all this stuff is that once they fix their problems, it's like they get rid of the pain and suffering. Yeah, I don't want people to get rid of the pain and suffering completely, like they avoid it and now it scares them and they're pussies. I want people to hold on to what they learned through it, or else it was pointless. It was supposed to give you perspective. So I'm scared of like moving into a mansion too quickly and forgetting. So I'm glad that I had a horrible 10 years, 20 years. Because now I'm grateful for everything. But throwing myself at people, like deciding to stay with Mr. Crow and try to figure that stuff out, didn't work at all. I wanted to come out here, but I stayed there because I thought it would be better for everything. If I had stayed here and kept my power over here, he wouldn't have felt the need to steal it for himself. It would have been impossible to steal for himself because I would only be going there for a couple hours a day. And he probably would have ended up paying me more money in the end, instead of like busting my ass for 40 hours and him worrying how the time was spent. He probably would have paid me $30 a day to work for 2 hours every day, busting my ass. And then by now I would have had the same amount of money, but it wouldn't have been a hassle. He wouldn't have gone into psychosis. He wouldn't have fought me or anything. But I thought that if I had heat and I had a better place and I built a better relationship with the guy, No Diddy, he wanted it to be Diddy, but it was No Diddy. I thought that would have opened up way more opportunities. But what it ended up being was that he just ran around screaming he didn't care about my dreams. Because he's so invested in making men's underwear. He wants to sell men's thongs, but the thongs don't have the... Instead of the men's thongs having the thing that covers the butthole, he just wanted nothing there and just an elastic band around the top and then an elastic band that cups the crotch. And he really wants to sell that to make men sexy again, he said. He wants men to feel sexy again. And I was like, I kind of wanted the similar thing. I wanted to make clothes, but I wanted to make like cool t-shirts and embroidery. And it was for men. I wanted to make men's clothes, but it was more because I wanted to wear it for myself. And I wanted to make money selling it. So I can see that God put us together, but the only thing I could have done better in that situation is if I didn't stay there, I escaped, and I stayed out here, and then I used the wood shop for things I needed, like building prefabricated houses, and building like walls out here with scrap wood, and then working 2 hours a day there, him giving me $30, and that's his way of feeling like he's helping me, and then taking that $30 and saving it, and then I still think he would have gotten worse. I think there was no helping him on his end. It would have eventually just turned into him playing dominance games and me righteously accidentally burning away all of the codes, and then him fighting for power because he's somebody that like really cares about power, and I'm somebody that like dismantles power structures automatically on accident because I'm always like at the cusp and shooting towards something greater than all of that, which naturally makes it all burn away, which makes people very angry. There's really nothing I could do. And now he's so much worse than I like. Now I don't feel comfortable with that guy being there. I don't feel comfortable with Capstone being there either. I don't like the people in the bowling alley. I don't really like the people in the forge. I like the church. There's a church in there, and I really like the people in the church. Everywhere else, it feels like around the church has gotten like really corrupted and bad. And I don't want them in the community. I think all of them are a detriment to the community. Like they're chess pieces for the enemy. But that makes sense. To put a camper in the parking lot at the top. That's what my tarot readers have been telling me to do. To move a camper they said the tarot readers collectively decided that I need, whoever I am, the 33 life path, Lyran King, with big Hawaii energy. They said I need to, they kept emphasizing I have to go back to the cabin and get my stuff. I left my like really expensive stuff there. I need to get that, and I need a place to put it, is what they said. You need a place to put your stuff, that it can't be touched. You need a place to hold and keep safe your things. ASAP. You can't just leave it out like this. They said literally lock it away. And when they said that, I looked over and saw that there was a parking lot with a camper there, and nobody had towed the camper, and people were living in it. So I realized like I should probably get a camper that I can put all my stuff in and work as a storage unit that I don't have to pay for. Instead of paying $60 a month for a storage unit, what the fuck was that? Thanks. I've never heard that in my life. I'm assuming it's a fox. It sounds like shooting a laser gun. There's two of them. What chirps at nighttime? And sounds like shooting a It's not a rodent like a mouse. It's large. It's got to be a fox, maybe a bobcat. don't think it's a deer. Maybe it's a moose. Because deer sound like choking. Like, and bear cubs sound like, wah, wah. Maybe a raccoon. His footsteps are too big. It might be a moose. I don't know if it's a bear because bears should be in hibernation. And I just haven't heard a bear make this noise before. And when I looked up black bear sounds, I didn't hear anything like this. I've looked up Vermont animal sound and at night, and I haven't found anything that sounds like whatever these things are. It's very large, heavy footsteps, but it sounds like chirping. And I'm thinking maybe the heavy footsteps I'm thinking of could be them jumping. Those things, just shown that I won't say out loud, they sound like 4 or 5 different animals all clumped together screaming in pain when it calls out, because it's like an entity that consumed a lot of different things, and it's like the flesh that it's consuming is still like hanging on to it. So when it cries out, it's the residual energy of all those things as it's digesting it and kind of wearing their corpses together, plopping around its exoskeleton. It's the things you're talking about is they're insects. But I'm talking about the Native American folklore about those things. I'm talking about what the Appalachians call that name, what that entity and that creature actually is. And it's a giant bug. It's like a parasite, and it crawls into corpses and it runs them. Like if you attach look up videos of people attaching electronic stuff to mushrooms and then attaching those electric signals to robot arms, and you'll see the attached to mallet that hit a xylophone, and you'll see that the start to make music with it. It starts to learn, okay, I'm moving arms now, I have arms now, and then when I move it and send it electric signals, they start to move. So you'll see it slowly figuring out how to use it, and then it will start pumping out a song. It'll start to make a song it'll start to pump out a certain specific rhythm, and that's the rhythm of nature. The same way as like there are like large parasites that crawl into corpses and runs around with them for a while until they deteriorate, and then it goes back. Those things are real. I haven't heard what a possum is. It might be a possum. It's not a skunk. The footsteps are too loud to be like a small animal. It's cool that on set, the color of Sagittarius is purple. That's why Hawkeye is purple. By the way, I'm not on the res. I don't know what the things that they're talking about are, but I know that as far as like things that can change the cells in their body to a different shape, I don't know. But I do know about parasites that can control nervous systems, like in The Last of Us and mycelial networks, and there are those things around. I've seen one once, and they're conscious. They communicate. It's not like a dumb it's not, no animal's dumb. There are aliens, interdimensional beings that some people call demons. Those are real. I think I don't know what Bigfoot is, but I know that there are things that pick up logs and they'll stand by the tent and hit the tree 3 times to see if I'll answer. And they did, in 2023 they did it. In 2024, one of them knocked down this tree and I thought it was trying to hit me, but then we had a massive storm and I found a tarp nearby where it was hitting the log, so I was able to take the tarp and go to the tree that it pushed down for me and put the tarp over, and I survived this storm that lasted days. Like, it did help. And then recently I woke up and watched a video about how other people are hearing the three hits of the log, and then something hit the tree over there where this noise is coming from 3 times, and it's loud. It's not like a woodpecker. I think it might be a fox because there's a lot of mice that live here in this area. So I hear something every night chasing the mice around. So it might be like a pup, like a fox pup. But the footsteps are way too loud. So it could be it jumping and landing, like it's bounding, and that bounding, it's so fast it makes it seem like it's running on 2 legs. But I don't know. I've never heard it before. Owls being evil and like being used by witches, I don't know. But I know that some nights, or one night I woke, when I first came to the cabin this year, there was, I had a lot better control of my imagination and spiritual energy back then. I had gained some semblance of control of it, and I was able to like continue doing things. I just tried to activate it again, and I saw a giant question mark in front of me coming from that area. But I would lay down and go to sleep, and I would start to dream, and then I would get immediately woken up by the dream, or from the dream, and I would see like this giant humanoid owl, but it was glowing red, and it was angry at me. And that woke me up every night for a week straight, every time I tried to go to sleep. And then there was this creature behind me I could see that was like digging into the back of my consciousness, and it was eating me, and it was painful. And that I felt like was the closest thing to a witch or a swamp hag or something. But when those things would show up, an owl would warn me beforehand. Like an owl would fly up and start to ooh at me right outside the cabin. And then I would feel like spiritually attacked by these forces. So I thought like I've seen, like some days like around full moons or new moons or blue moons, reality just doesn't flow anymore. It's like the rhythm has stopped and I can see everything for what it is. And I would see this gigantic crow, but it looked like it was like furry. And it looked like it was it's like feathers were sagging and like wet, drooping. And it just looked like wet. It didn't look like a crow or a raven or an eagle. And it had this really loud caws. And it would fly like right in front of me, left to right, and it would sit there hiding behind a tree. And it would like poke its head out the side and stare at me from behind the tree. And then I would see a lot of these like blue creatures. Like if you look at Doja Cat's music video in 2023, or Barry's Emperor's New Clothes, that sort of like bluish demonic creature with horns, I would see a lot of those. And I see them a lot. The last time I ever saw my brother, I saw them. and they were torturing him for fun. They were really amused to be hurting him, and they looked like aliens, blue aliens. I heard the word Arcturian. I think those might be a tall tree-like creature. I haven't seen like an ant. I haven't seen, like, people said that the trees were getting up and walking around. I haven't seen any of that. But I have seen there's no wind at all. And I feel like there's a buzzing coming from a certain like a certain direction. And I look and there's like a little fern with no wind, and the fern is waving at me. There's nothing moving the plant. It's a tiny plant. There's no wind at all. I walk over to it. There's no wind. There's nothing pushing the plant, but the plant is moving like this. I've seen that a lot. And I don't know if it was like a ghost moving it, or if the plants were actually waving to me, or what, but I saw a lot of that. I did for a long time see this silhouette of light, of white light. It was a humanoid silhouette, and it would hide behind a tree like the crow, and it would peer its head out from behind the tree, and it would wave. And I've caught that on camera a few times, and I've been seeing it for at least a year. And before that, I had a dream where I said goodbye to everyone that I missed from my hometown when I left when I was 14. Everyone I got to see in my old school that I left when I was 14. And I went around and hugged them and shared how I felt without words, just like the energy. And nobody hugged me. They all seemed unbothered or not real, but they were 3D, like moving around. And then finally I was about to leave, and I was at the door to leave the school, and then like a horror game where it forces the character's perspective to turn around, I turned around 180 and all the people were there. And then I blinked and they were cardboard cutouts of all the people. And then there was this gray silhouette of energy, like this 3D gray humanoid. It was just like energy. It wasn't like a body or skin. It was just like gray energy. And it peered out from behind the cardboard cutout and waved the same way that the thing I was seeing out in real life was doing, showing me, you thought these were all conscious 3D physical people, but really they were cardboard cutouts, and the 3D physical person was pretending to be that. So think about it one step higher, so that when you wake up and you see a bunch of people in your day-to-day, like a jogger following you around, or a bird, or a guy running at you and screaming, "No, you're trespassing." That's a 3D person, but really it's a fourth dimensional entity pretending to be a 3D person. The way that 3D entity in my dream was pretending to be 2D cardboard cutouts. And then the next day I was walking down the street, and then a light turned on in front of me, and I saw a person in the doorway, and the doorway was open, and I was like, "Oh, hi." And then I looked, and it was a cardboard cutout of Will Ferrell, Elf. So I went in, and it was somebody that I'd known for a couple years. It was like one of my reoccurring Truman Show characters was in the building. And they gave me food and some money, and they talked to me about God. Because they just opened up a church in that building. And I only went in there because I saw the cardboard cutout and remembered the dream, and the shining golden light was behind the cardboard cutout. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So that stuff's real. I really did see UFOs pretty much every night. I'm seeing some type of alien in the sky when I look up. But I'm going to go to sleep. Good night, everybody.